Tennessee's first fall scrimmage will be successful if these things happen.
You are Locked On Vols, your daily podcast on the Tennessee Volunteers. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hey, good Friday, everybody. Welcome into it. This is Locked On Vols, and I am your host, Eric Cain. Today's episode is presented by Cow Sheets, where you can, for a limited time, download the Cow Sheet app, use the promo code LOCKEDON to get $10 when you trade $10. First official, maybe if it's Friday morning, start to your weekend, right? The unofficial start to your weekend right here on Locked On Vols. Can't thank you enough for being here. We got a busy show coming up. A little trench talk. I might pull an audible, because at the time of this recording, in real time, there's breaking news and there's more developing news of this. I might call an audible there in segment number 3, but stay tuned. But trench talk potentially, talking Tennessee's offensive line from Glenn Ellerby, Rodney Garner, and how nothing ever pleases him. But some interesting stuff coming out of the media veils earlier this week. CBS Sports, 3 volunteers rank inside the top 150 college football players. I counted up, obviously, Tennessee's players, but I also counted up how many players in that ranking that Tennessee will play. So we'll get into that. And the teams, how many teams, thus, tougher opponents with the most talent, right? Coming up in segment number 2. But first, my checklist on what I want to see accomplished for Tennessee football and scrimmage number 1. It will be a successful day if these things happen. First and foremost, can't emphasize this enough, and you can't go out there and play scared, right? Scared money don't make money, okay? Like, football's a contact sport. That's just how it is. But you just, every time you go out, and really in fall camp overall, but especially in these scrimmages, you kind of just as a fan, right? You just, hold your breath and cross your fingers and you hope everybody makes it out okay, right? There's no turned ankles. There's, no knee injuries or, somebody comes down and, I don't know, whatever it is. Like, you just hope that everybody can make it out there relatively injury-free. Now, again, football's a contact sport. You can't control those things half the time. And there will be bumps and bruises. That's part of camp. But you always want to hope that you come out injury-free of a scrimmage-like setting. So I always say that. I'll always continue to say that. That is, item number 1 on the list here. Come out injury-free. Number 2, offensively, find the end zone. Score some points. Be exciting. Typically, the defense is ahead of the offense early on in fall camp. This is a new defense. These are new coaches and everything, so I'll be intrigued to kind of see where that is in that regard. But then the equalizer potentially is a young quarterback and a new quarterback, so we'll have to see exactly how that goes. But offensively, you want to score points. You want to give the people there, which will be family, friends, inner circles, not fans. It's not open to the media, not open to us, not open to fans as well. But you want to give the people there something to cheer about. You want to give the people there something like, oh, okay, that looked good. You want some exciting and explosive plays. Now, explosive plays can come on the ground, of course, with DeSean Bishop. I'll be intrigued to see how much he even scrimmages, right? I mean, this is kind of like NFL preseason. When you have DeSean Bishop that is going to be your workhorse this year, get him in there for a carry or two, get him out. Like, what's to gain here? You know what I'm saying? But, Javen Gordon, great opportunity for him to get some run on the ground, no pun intended. DeJuan Morris, all that and more. But you know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the quarterbacks. Okay? Faizon, Brandon, George MacIntyre in a battle that will continue to go past Saturday on into the next week and into scrimmage number 2 coming up the following Saturday. Separate yourself. Separate yourself, right? Make some explosives. Throw the ball down the field. Stretch the defense, okay? And, for Faizon, like kind of like Josh Dobbs back in the day, like no one kind of knew what you had in Josh Dobbs because such a big part of his game was with his legs and running the football. And you can't necessarily do that because you can't touch the quarterback. And I'm not saying Faizon Brandon's going to be a runner like Josh Dobbs. And clearly Josh Dobbs, he hung around the NFL for quite some time, is still here in the National Football League. He just was signed by Detroit whenever Teddy Bridgewater retired earlier this week. But I'm not saying Faizon Brandon's going to be a runner like he was. He ran all the time in college when he was here. But that's part of his game. And so how much does that show up in a scrimmage, especially when you're in a quarterback competition? So for both these guys, Faizon Brandon, George MacIntyre, which it feels like it's pretty not at even right now. George MacIntyre's had a really good start to fall camp. Stacked some really, really good days last weekend of this week. But, like, all that's great. And they do. I'm immature. I'm a child. They also do 11-on-11 work and, like, scrimmage-like stuff in practice. But, like, we all knew that the quarterback competition was going to come down to this Saturday and next Saturday. So where can you separate yourself? Both these guys are young quarterbacks. Can you process and make the right decisions? Can you make the decisions and process at the clip that Joey Halsley and Josh Heupel want and expect? More than anything, like, I think that's one of the biggest things, processing, making quick decisions, getting the football out of your hands. I have talked to some people who have been at fall camp, and holding on to the football has been, at least for one of these quarterbacks, has been kind of an area where you need to get better at, right? So getting rid of the football, not just, taking care of the football is great, but, like, you can't take sacks. And again, you're not touching the quarterback in practice, but, like, some of these plays could have gone down to sacks because you're holding on to the football. So anyway, get rid of the football, process things at a good clip. Just because I've heard that, George MacIntyre's had a really strong start to camp, and I know that's, been said out there as well this week. That does not mean that I've heard Faizon Brandon's been bad. He's flash. He continues to look really well and all that. And I heard Austin Price say this earlier this week from VolQuest. There was no pressure on Faizon in spring, and all the pressure was on George. And now when you enter fall camp, that's kind of flipped because everybody expects Faizon Brandon to be the quarterback, and so George is kind of playing a little bit more loose, right? You want a quarterback that can play loose and free and all that under any circumstance. I recognize that. But both these guys are, again, young, true freshmen, redshirt freshmen. So who can make an accelerated decision, who can process really, really quickly and find some explosives and lead your football team to the end zone? That is what I want to see. Now, again, catch-22, right? If the offense has a good day, it's like, oh, well, the defense is bad. If the defense has a good day, well, the offense can't do anything, man. We're in for a long year. That's just how these scrimmages are. But defensively, I want some takeaways. I understand that means that Faizon or George will throw picks or fumbles or whatever it is. I want some takeaways. Go get the bleeping football, okay? Can you, where you might give a little bit, can you go take away? And Tennessee did a good job last year with the defense and going and getting the football a lot of times and really cashing in and finding the end zone off of it. But they gave up just way too much. Now, can you go and get the football? Can you create some takeaways? Can you turn momentum in a football game? Tennessee defense is going to need to do that to help out a young quarterback, this year and set up the balls with some good field position. So, takeaways, go get the football. Defensively, again, you cannot get run all over. You can't get run all over. Like, a run here or there, you get gash on this play, easy for correctable, but, like, you can't just give up the run. And Tennessee was not a good running football team whatsoever, or not a good defensive stopping, not a good rush defense last year. There we go. Golly, I have not had my coffee yet today. I save it for showtime on the radio at 3 o'clock. Everybody says I'm crazy for doing that, by the way, which is fine. Since I've started doing afternoon radio, I try not to do any caffeine until showtime, and my caffeine of choice every day is a hot coffee. I recognize that's weird in the afternoon, and certainly when we're out on remote and, out in the sun, I get all that. But I've not had coffee yet today when I'm recording this. So anyway, get some takeaways, defend the run really well. I'm intrigued to know how much tackling they'll do. They've got to do some live tackling. They just have to. Now, the entire scrimmage won't be live tackling. I recognize that. They'll do thud, thud, thud. For those that don't understand that, like, going at practice, sometimes you hear that, and in years past, standing outside of Neyland Stadium waiting to go into Josh Heupel and talk to him after these scrimmages, you can hear the PA, right? And they're like playing music, and then they'll say, down and distance, situational, all that. And then sometimes they'll come on there and it's a recording that says thud, 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 which means that next series is like, hey, don't go to the ground. Don't tackle to the ground. Come up and thud, right? If you're a defender. I just need less thud, need more live tackling. That's in my opinion. So defensively, defend the run very well, create some takeaways, set the edge, don't lose contain. Offensively, find some explosives, right? Find some explosives. Quarterbacks, don't try to win the job all tomorrow. Just go out there and do what you can do. Go out there and find some explosives and find reason to go back and look at that tape and get praised and find reasons to say, hey, this guy excelled in this situation, and give reason to be played, right? Just go find some explosives. Wide receiver number 3, I'm intrigued to know if there's anything coming out of first scrimmage. Wide receiver number 4 is even as the quarterback battle is right now. Wide receiver number 3 is just as even. Like, Rodarius Jackson kind of was the leader the entire offseason, right? He's not had the best start to fall camp. Travis Smith was in third place all offseason. He's had the best camp to date. Tristan Keys, TK Keys, has been getting healthier and healthier, and he's kind of been turned loose, and he's been flashing a little bit here in fall camp as well. So it's completely even right now. Can somebody separate themselves in this scrimmage? I don't know. We'll find out. There's going to be sloppiness. There's going to be penalties. There'll be procedural penalties. That's common typically for scrimmage number one, okay? Like that's why you see a lot of holding and procedural penalties and false starts and stuff like that, or too many men in the backfield, or two wide receivers on the line of scrimmage, or whatever it is. You see a lot of those early in the season, right? I mean, that's common early in the season. That's common during these first scrimmages or so. So if you hear that coming out of the scrimmage, a little bit sloppy offensively in terms of the operation, that's what that is. And it's not like that's not a big deal. You got to work on that. You got to fix that. You got to correct that. But that's normal for a first scrimmage. Offensively, find some explosives. Defensively, go get the football, create some takeaways, right? Defend the run. No injuries. Can't have any injuries. I want to have a pecking order at quarterback leaving this day. I'm not leaving the scrimmage. I'm not saying that anybody's going to anoint the quarterback that performs the best in the scrimmage as the starting quarterback, but there needs to be a pecking order leaving this scrimmage. Is it Faizon? Is it George? Let's find out who performs better in the scrimmage, and let's kind of go from there. And we'll see if that quarterback can finish it in the second scrimmage, or if the other one can come play catch up and overtake leaving that second scrimmage. We'll find out. I hope to do a bonus show on Saturday afternoon once I learn a little bit about the scrimmage and all that. Once we listen to Josh Heupel, I hope to have a bonus show sometime up Saturday afternoon, maybe Sunday morning if it's too late, but over the weekend to get you tied over before a Monday Locked On Vols. Appreciate you guys for being here, of course. CBS Sports has 3 volunteers inside the top 150 college football player rankings list. All that and more that's coming up next, plus how many opponents are in that list for Tennessee that they're going to face this year. All that and more right here on Locked On Vols, your Friday show. Support for today's show comes from Indeed-sponsored jobs. When workplace chaos hits and you need to make the right hire, Indeed-sponsored jobs helps to connect employers to candidates who match specific needs like skills, certifications, and location, so less time is spent searching and more time is spent finding the right fit for your opening. People are finding quality hires on Indeed right now. In the minute or so that I've been speaking with you, companies like yours, or I will be speaking with you, companies like yours have made 27 hires on Indeed according to the Indeed data worldwide. Listeners of this show as well can get a $75 sponsored job credit to help your job get the premium status that it deserves at Indeed.com/podcast. Just head on over to Indeed.com/podcast right now and show support of our show, Locked On Vols, by saying you heard about us on this podcast. Indeed.com/podcast, terms and conditions apply. Need to hire? Sounds like a job for Indeed-sponsored jobs. Also want to tell you about Poncho. If you're like me and you basically live in game day gear during football season, you're going to want to check out Poncho's new game day collection. It's one of those things where it's a performance shirt. It's one of those things where it is a performance shirt, but it doesn't look like a performance shirt. It just looks clean, sharp, and something you'd actually want to wear all day. Plus, you get to rep Tennessee in style. And the best part about it is it's built for real life, super lightweight, it's breathable, it's comfortable enough that you can throw it on for a full day of tailgating, sitting at the stadium, or just hanging out, watching the game with friends without ever having the need to want to change. I'm telling you, they sent me one. I've worn it tons in the 2 weeks that I've had it. It is so breathable. It is so lightweight. You know me, I love the collar. Collar sits up straight. Absolutely love it. It looks good. It feels great. And it's, really made for all occasions. And what I like about it as well, you're not stuck with a one-size-fits-all situation either. You can dial in the fit with regular, slim, towel, short, or long sleeves. And if you grab your shirt between August the 2nd and August the 16th, you're covered by Poncho's Natty Bag Guarantee. If your team wins the college football national championship, Poncho will give you a full refund on your purchase, plus you get to keep the shirt. Not bad. Go to PonchoOutdoors.com/lockedon. Enter your email to get $10 off and free shipping on your first order. That is PONCHO outdoors.com/lockedon. Head there, drop your email, and get $10 off and free shipping. And once you try one, you'll get why I've got a whole closet full of Poncho. You will as well. CBS Sports College Football Top 150 Player Rankings. Okay, I'm gonna check it out. I mosey on over there. I click on it or I tap on it. I was on my computer, so I clicked on it. And I'm like, okay, here we go. And I'm looking at it. Yep, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, let's do a little Control F guy here. A little Control F, Tennessee. 1, 2, 3. Scroll down to number 69. David Sanders. Okay, not bad. Let's see here. Oh, no, I closed out that article. Excuse me. I will get that back up real quick. So David Sanders comes in at number 69. And this is what they have to say about David Sanders. Quote, Sanders was eased into action as a true freshman, but quickly showed why he's considered one of the nation's brightest young offensive tackles. He held up in pass protection and already displays fundamentally sound foundation that should continue to improve with added strength and experience. Sanders is also a physical run blocker who finishes with the right mentality, a future star. Yeah, I mean, the plan wasn't to ease him into action. He was going to start game number 1, but had that shoulder injury there that game week, really, and that sidelined in the first 5-6 games of the season. But yeah, a future star, I can absolutely agree with that. So coming in at number 69 as the 69th best college football player this season, David Sanders. All right, so where's the next one come in? And who is the next one? I'll give you a guess. 1, 2, 3. It is DeSean Bishop, Tennessee's running back. Coming in at number 85. 85, the walk-on from Carnes, is considered a top 100 player in all the college football. I love college football, and I love stories like this, man. DeSean is a great story, but he's earned everything he's gotten. Quote, Tennessee always seems to have another productive running back waiting in the wings, and Bishop looks like the next one. Huh? He rushed for nearly 1,100 yards and 16 touchdowns as a freshman. What? This is completely wrong. Showing the ability to run inside or bounce outside with excellent vision and cutback ability. Bishop shrugs off arm tackles with ease and has the speed to finish long runs, producing more than 30 explosive plays last season. Okay, like the stats are correct. He had 16 touchdowns. He had almost 1,100 yards and all that. The explosive plays are correct. But again, they're writing this like he's a freshman. Bro's like, he's a senior. He's got another year of eligibility after this if he wants it, but he's a senior, okay? Again, can't win them all, right? But DeSean Bishop coming in at number 85. A lot to like there. All right, so if I said there were 3, we've already mentioned 2. Who's the third one going to be? Well, Mike Matthews has gotten a ton of praise on some of these lists in preseason. He was on the Freaks list and all that. Could be him. Could be... Yeah. Arion Carter could be on this list. Yeah, that's another good one. Yeah. But it's Braylon Staley. Braylon Staley, the most productive returning wide receiver. Again, Mike Matthews was super productive as well. For Tennessee this year, Braylon Staley comes in at number 100. Number 100. Quote, Staley put together a monster freshman campaign. There we go. That's it. Redshirt freshman, but I'll take it. Catching 68 passes for more than 800 yards and showing why he's so highly recruited. He displayed advanced football intelligence while navigating Tennessee's choice route passing game, reading opposing safeties, and finding open space. Staley can be effective at every level of the field and has an extra gear to take the top off the defense. He looks destined for stardom. Like that. I'll take that. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Those are the only 3 players that were listed. And again, this is CBS Sports top 150 players. Arion Carter should be in this list, in my opinion. Mike Matthews should be in this list, in my opinion. Tennessee got gypped to 2 more. Should be 5 on this list, but there's only 3. In doing my Control F, Tennessee was highlighted somewhere else. Coming in at 131, former Tennessee quarterback Nico Iamaleava. I'm going to leave you. There we go. It's been a while since this happened, about a year and a half. I'm going to leave you. This is what they have to say about Nico. Quote, Nico and UCLA flew under the radar for much of last season. Yeah, because they sucked. Despite an upset victory over Penn State, the former Tennessee quarterback quietly reminded everyone why he was one of the nation's top dual threat prospects, completing more than 64% of his passes with quick release and accurate ball placement. Expect the best version of him under a new offensive system. End quote. I mean, I've always said that Nico's got another gear and that Nico, there's a reason why he was the number 1 overall prospect in the On3 recruiting rankings for the class of 2023. I mean, the talent's there, right? And touchdown to interception ratio was not good last year. Completion percentage was much better. they used him as a runner. But yeah, UCLA was trash last year. I am intrigued to see how he is in this new system. But, he was on the freaks list as well a couple days ago. In case you're wondering, players that Tennessee will play this year, opponents that appeared on the CBS Sports College Football Top 150 player rankings. Well, there are 32 players that appear on the top 150 college football player rankings, according to CBS Sports, that Tennessee will play this season. 32 players. But you're wondering where they're from, right? 7 coming from Texas, including 4 of the top 15. Holy crap. 7 coming from Texas. 7 coming from LSU. 5 coming from Alabama. Boy, they have fallen on tough times. 4 coming from Texas A&M, 3 from South Carolina, 2 from Auburn, 2 from Kentucky, 1 from Georgia Tech, and 1 from Arkansas. You look at the ones from Texas here, it's pretty incredible. Because again, 4 of the top 16. Number 6, Colin Simmons. Is it Simmons? Whatever. He's the edge rusher. Really, really good player. Coming in 2 spots behind him is Arch Manning, the quarterback, at number 9. At number 12, 3 spots behind Arch, is Cam Coleman, transfer from Auburn, wide receiver, number 12. The offensive tackle that's going to be a first-round pick is a Trevor Gooseby. And those are your 4 inside the top 15. Other players from Texas that appear on this list, Raheem Biles, the linebacker, comes in at number 47. Ryan Wingo, wide receiver, comes in at number 70. And Raleek Brown, the transfer running back, comes in at number 99. Okay, well, what about LSU? Also 7 players on this list. Jordan Seaton, remember him? I'll take David Sanders. Comes in at number 7. Ty Benefield comes in at number 32. And, sorry, my phone was ringing. He's a safety. Sam Levitt, quarterback, comes in at number 42. DJ Pickett, oh boy. Yeah, we're going to talk about Jayden Daniels in segment number 3. We'll save trench talk from Monday's show. DJ Pickett, cornerback, comes in at number 55. Trey Green, the tight end, who's really, really good, comes in at number 63. Whit Weeks, the linebacker, comes in at number 108. And Prince Will, can't say his last name, but he used to play at Florida and Ole Miss, I believe. Now he's at LSU. He comes in at 122. 122. In case you're wondering about Alabama, we'll do this one. Zabian Brown, corner, comes in at number 33. Yanze Pierre comes in, the edge, who could be a first-round pick next year, comes in at number 57. Ryan Coleman Williams, the most overrated player in all of college football, comes in at number 59. DeJohn Lee, cornerback, comes in at number 141, and Bray Hubbard, who's a really good player, comes in at number 44. And we will check out Texas A&M real quick. Mario Craver, the Mr. Do-It-All, comes in at wide receiver, comes in at number 54. Marcel Reed, the quarterback, comes in at number 110. Eccles, the offensive lineman, 121, and Isaiah Horton comes in at number 143. So, again, those are the bigger, the teams with the most entries. Again, 7 from Texas, 7 from LSU, 5 from Alabama, 4 from Texas. Tennessee had 3, so did South Carolina. Auburn had 2, Kentucky had 2, Georgia Tech had 1, Arkansas had 1. So, which team on Tennessee's schedule has the most talent? I think the 2 losses, I don't want to say guarantee, but 2 losses for sure. Texas at home, A&M on the road. I think Tennessee beats Alabama at home. But that LSU game in November is one that's going to be interesting. 7 Tigers appear on this list. What say you? Which team has the most talent that Tennessee is going to play? I mean, they'll be the best team, but which team has the most talent that Tennessee will play this year? It's Texas for sure. I don't think there's any. I mean, 4 of the top 15, 3 or 4 first-round picks, it's Texas, but would love to hear from you if you disagree. All right, when we come back, I'm going to pull an audible here. We'll save trench talk for next week. What is Jayden Daniels doing? That's coming up next. We continue on here. It is your Friday. Locked On Vols. Don't go anywhere. All right. Before the season even kicks off, Everyone's making predictions. Who wins the division? Who makes the playoffs? Who's lifting the trophy at season's end? On Kalshi, America's #1 prediction market platform, you can trade those predictions in a live market. Let's take Tennessee Volunteers, for example. Can Tennessee win 9 games this season? Tennessee is currently trading at a 41% probability, meaning a $100 trade pays out to $239 right now if they reach 9 wins. Not bad. On Kalshi, you're trading against peers in a live market, meaning there's no house. And as the probability changes, you can buy in and out of your position. Trade the draft pick, the game, and more on Kalshi. Download the Kalshi app. Use the promo code LOCKEDON for $10 when you trade $10. That's KALSHI, Kalshi. Trade on anything. 18 plus only. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply. Event contract trading involves risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Kalshi products are not available in all jurisdictions. Prices, values, and available markets may differ from those mentioned. For more information, see Kalshi.com/regulatory. That's Kalshi.com/regulatory. Running a business shouldn't feel like you're trying to connect a bunch of systems that were never designed to work together. One app for accounting, another for inventory, another for sales, and somehow none of them talk to one another. That's where Odoo comes in. Odoo is an all-in-one business management software that brings every part of your business together in one powerful platform. From sales and accounting to inventory and marketing, everything works in one place, helping your team move faster, stay organized, and focus on growing the business instead of just managing the software. The best organizations know that success isn't just about talent, it's about having everyone working toward the same goal, and that's true in sports just like it is in business. Great organizations win because, again, operations matter, right? I was going to say the Tennessee 2024 National Championship team wasn't the most talented, but that's a lie. Absolutely the most talented team in all college baseball, but again, you had to have a buy-in, everybody pulling in one direction. That way, Tony Vitello really didn't have to do an awful lot. Great organizations win because operations matter. That's why you should go and get Odoo. Try full free today at odoo.com/lockedon. That is odoo.com/LockedOn. All right, so I know the lineup here, if you're watching on YouTube, says Trench Talk, and Glenn Ellerby had some good quotes, and Rodney Garner has some good quotes throughout the week in the media avails. But as I'm recording this, developing stories happening right now with Jayden Daniels and LSU, and I know this is a Tennessee podcast, but hey, Tennessee put the whooping on the Tigers and Jayden Daniels back in 2022 down in the Bayou. What a story. What a freaking story is this? So the story comes out that Jayden Daniels has sent a cease and a desist letter to LSU because LSU is allowing DJ Pickett, that cornerback that was in that top 100 list that I mentioned, wear his number 5 jersey. Now, Joe Burrow won a Heisman at LSU a couple years prior. No one's wearing the number 9 jersey. But because Lane Kiffin's giving the number 5 jersey to DJ Pickett, there's an issue here. Soft. How much of a loser can you be? Jayden Daniels, you are a great football player. I love watching Jayden Daniels play football. I do. I root for the best for him, man. I love watching him play football last year. He's exciting. You are one of 32, bro. You are one of 30 freaking 2. Why do you care? You were at LSU for 2 years, right? You were at Arizona State before that, and you had a bad reputation, honestly. I remember when he transferred. Saying he wasn't a teammate. He was not a good locker room guy. But you won a lot of games. You won I would say won a lot of games. We only did, and LSU's not that good. But, won 9 games a year. You won a Heisman in a down year where, no one was worthy to win that Heisman, essentially. But, again, your defense was so bad at LSU that year that the offense, and you obviously had a massive part in that, had to score like 45 points to win every game. 2023, he accounted for 50 total touchdowns, 40 passing, 10 rushing, threw for over 3,800 yards. He rushed for over 1,100 yards, set the single-season FBS record for passer rating at 208, okay? Dude was a stud. Dude was a stud. So it's a bigger question here. Should Heisman Trophy winners' numbers be retired? In my opinion, you got 105 guys on roster every single year. That's in the New York Yankees, okay? These guys aren't under contract and binding to where they can stay here for 4 years, right? Just cycle in. You know, CBA, that helped fix that. You can't retire. You can't just get in a habit of retiring all these jersey numbers in college. This is not Major League Baseball. This is not the NFL, okay? I understand Tennessee has a couple numbers retired. I get all that. But, like, I'm not huge into the retiring of the numbers situation, right? Like, there are numbers in the rafters at TBA at Food City Center, but last time I checked, there's still players wearing those jersey numbers, right? Right? Or there had been in recent memory. There are 3 Tennessee baseball numbers on the outfield wall. Those numbers are still in circulation. I mean, how much of an ego do you have to let this bother you? Now, I understand if Joe Burrow and the number 9 jersey hasn't been handed out since he left, and to my knowledge, I don't think it has been, then yeah, I might feel some type of way about it. But newsflash, buddy, Joe Burrow won the whole damn thing. Joe Burrow was a national champion. You weren't. You won 9 games. You won 9 games, Jayden Daniels, the year that you won the Heisman. It was a great year. It was a great year. And now, apparently, you are, again, at the latest update of this recording, you are demanding that LSU send you the copy of the Heisman Trophy. If I'm LSU, I'm like, no. I'm not doing that. I mean, how soft. SAWFTY. Soft. Softy. How big of a loser do you have to be to let this go public? Oh my gosh. I keep reading. I thought it was fake. Like, what would a starting quarterback in the National Football League even care? Dude, you were here for 2 years. You didn't play 4 years here. This isn't your home. Speaking of that, when he's 40 and his NFL career is over, whatever, how good it is, bad it is, whatever it is, I hope it's good. He's a great player. I like watching him. You're not going to be welcome back in Baton Rouge, dude, a place you won a Heisman. What is your problem? I don't know. This is not a Tennessee topic. I get it. But, like, you guys are feeling the same way I am, right? Like, sure, I would feel some type of way as well if, like, the number 9 jersey is not in circulation, okay? But the number 5 is. Okay, I hear you. I'll give you a little grace there. But sending a cease and desist? Demanding the Heisman Trophy be sent back to you? Loser! You're 1 of 32, bro! 1 of 32 ever. Not ever, sorry. Right now in the National Football League. Loser mentality, soft, and he lost a lot of fans this week. A lot of fans this week. All right, I want to have a little fun. Segment number 3 of a Friday show. It's not Tennessee related, but can we all agree? Soft. Oh my gosh. Woo! All right, we'll be back over the weekend. I'll try to bring in some information that I hear about the Tennessee football scrimmage. Of course, we'll break up what Josh Heupel says, and we'll run those clips as well. All that and more over the weekend right here on Locked On Balls. Enjoy your weekend, everybody. Thanks so much for being here and making this a part of your morning routine, your first watch, your first listen. Thanks so much for making Locked On the number one podcasting network available. Really appreciate you guys. Have a great weekend. This is Locked On Balls.